Hi, my name is Gordon. Most people call me Gordy, or all my friends do. And I've been asked to explain how I came into working with the United Methodist Church in the Peninsula-Delaware Conference, how the Lord moved me to this position. I was praying for a while about what I would do in my older age, where I've been in construction work for almost 30 years, and my body was getting older, and what I was going to do. And the Lord moved me in position with the local hospital in maintenance, and I thought that's where I was going to stay, and I thought I was going to retire there. And I only been there 4 months until this lady with a long-term recovery came to me and told me she had a job for me that was perfect. And I told her, I said I didn't think I needed another job, that I was in a position where I was pretty comfortable and things were working just fine. But I thought about it and I said, well, I'll just go down and see what they had to offer. So I met with Mr. Ben Body and talked to him, and he said get together a resume. So I was working on that, and one day cutting my grass, I used that as my prayer time. I was asking the Lord, I said, Lord, I've only been with this hospital 4 months. You want me to leave this soon? And he said, pay attention which way the wind blows. And I was like, okay. And so when I went down and had my second interview with Mr. Ben, I stood in the parking lot of the church and just looked around and see which way the wind was blowing. The hospital sits on the west side of town, and the church, a Union Church, sits on the east side of town. And the wind was blowing towards the east, obviously. And so I said, all right, Lord, I got it. But I didn't take that first one. I said, I don't know if that's, what I should do. So that Saturday I went to a lady's house and took a screen out of her window. And when we opened the window, the wind blew through the window. And she said, don't that breeze feel good? And the quote, pay attention which way the wind blows, came back to me. And I said, okay, Lord, there's two. Are you sure? Am I still supposed to make this move? And I was still praying, and that Sunday I had to work a weekend shift with the hospital. And I'd get off exactly 11 o'clock in the morning, and I wanted to go to church somewhere after I left work. And I was going to go to the closest one, to the hospital, but the Lord said go to the Baptist church. So I went to the Baptist church and slid in the back seat. I was a little late, and it was actually Father's Day. And the preacher said, I'm going to change my message today. And I'm not going to preach on Father's Day message, I'm going to preach on something else. And during his message, he asked a question. He said, have you ever stepped out in faith for God with an open door and not knowing where the end of it will take you? And that question just sunk through me, and I just, well, Lord, that's the third one. I think I'll just go ahead and move. So that's basically how I got to where I am today. So I'm looking forward, and I'm excited about what the Lord is going to do after we finish with this operation of Hurricane Sandy and what comes out of that, and looking forward to my future with the Lord.